The night was thick with rain, the kind that makes everything blurry and quiet. I sat by my window, watching the droplets trace down the glass as if they were in a race. My mind wasn't with the rain, though. It was somewhere far away, lost in thoughts of her. It had been weeks. Weeks of silence between us, the kind of silence that gnaws at you and grows into something too heavy to carry. The last time we spoke, we didn't even say goodbye. It was just an end, a sudden, unspoken closure that neither of us was ready for. I wasn't sure why I was thinking about her again tonight, of all nights. Maybe it was because of the rain, how it brings back memories of those warm, quiet nights we spent together. Or maybe it was just because she had this way of lingering in my thoughts, even after everything. Then came the knock. It was soft, quiet, almost like the rain itself had found its voice and was tapping gently on my door. My heart did a little leap in my chest, my pulse quickening. I wasn't expecting anyone. I stood up slowly, feeling the weight of the moment press down on me. Was it her? I opened the door, and there she was. She was drenched, her hair plastered to her face, her clothes clinging to her body as if they'd never been dry. She stood there, not saying anything, her eyes wide and vulnerable, like a storm trying to find shelter. For a second, neither of us moved. I didn't know what to say. She didn't either. The space between us was thick with things unsaid. But in that silence, I could feel the pull of everything we had shared before. It was still there. The tension, the connection, undeniable. "Can I come in?" she finally asked, her voice soft, almost as fragile as the rain tapping on the window. I stepped aside, and she walked in. I could hear her breath, uneven and quick, like she was trying to hold something in. The air around us felt thick, charged, like something was about to happen. I closed the door behind her, not saying anything. The room was dim, lit only by the soft glow of a single lamp, casting shadows that seemed to stretch and shift. She looked around like she hadn't been here in years, yet everything seemed familiar to her. The way her eyes lingered on the empty chair by the desk, the way her fingers brushed the back of the couch. These small things told me that she remembered this place. "I didn't know where else to go," she murmured, her eyes dropping to the floor. I needed to see you." My chest tightened at the sound of her words. The vulnerability in her voice cut through me, and before I could think, I found myself stepping toward her. She didn't flinch. She didn't move away. Instead, she let me close the space between us. Slowly, I reached out, touching her damp hair, brushing it away from her face. "You're soaking wet," I said softly, my voice betraying the concern I felt. But I didn't step back. I couldn't. Not with her standing so close. Not with that same magnetic pull I had felt all those months ago. "I know," she whispered, her breath hitching as I gently cupped her face. "I just needed to see you again." I couldn't stay away. And that was all it took. The words that had been hanging in the air between us, unspoken for so long, finally broke free. The silence that had stretched on for weeks was gone, and in its place was something else, something heavy, something undeniable. I pulled her closer, my hands sliding to her shoulders, feeling the warmth of her even through the wetness of her clothes. She didn't resist. She leaned in, just slightly, and in that small movement, I felt everything, the longing, the regret, the pain of being apart. But it was also something else, something more, something that made my heart race in ways I couldn't control. And then, without thinking, I kissed her. It wasn't a dramatic kiss. No, it was soft, tentative, like two people who hadn't touched in years and were now finding each other again. It was everything we had left unsaid, everything we had buried under silence and time. I kissed her slowly, taking my time to savor the feel of her lips, the taste of rain on her skin, the warmth of her body against mine. When we finally pulled away, we were both breathless, our foreheads resting against each other, eyes closed. "I've missed you so much," she whispered. "I've missed you too," I answered, my voice hoarse with the weight of it all. "But why now? Why tonight?" She was silent for a moment, her fingers tracing the line of my jaw. I didn't know where else to go. I didn't know how to fix what we broke. But I had to see you. I had to feel you again. The honesty in her voice hit me hard, and I couldn't help but pull her into a tighter embrace. I could feel her heartbeat against mine, fast and erratic, like mine. And for the first time in what felt like forever, everything felt right. She stayed in my arms for what felt like an eternity, neither of us speaking, just existing together. The rain kept falling outside, but inside, the world was still. And for the first time in months, we were finally just two people, no barriers, no walls, just us. And then, She did something unexpected. She pulled back just slightly, enough to look into my eyes. Her gaze was intense, searching, as if trying to read me. "Do you still love me?" she asked quietly. The question hung in the air, suspended between us. My heart stopped for a second. Did I still love her? Of course, I did. I had always loved her. But I wasn't sure if love was enough to fix what we had broken. I took a deep breath, my hand gently cupping her cheek. "I don't know," I said honestly. "But I think I'm ready to find out." Her eyes softened, and before I knew it, she was kissing me again, this time more urgently, more desperately, like she couldn't wait any longer. And I kissed her back with everything I had, my heart, my soul, my desire, all of it poured into that kiss. The night stretched on. The rain continued to pour outside. But inside, everything had changed. We had found each other again.